You knowing any of the other privileges?
You knowing of?
You guys know any?
Hello!
So today's topic is privilege.
So what we're trying to do is we're looking into our life about what we don't notice and what we do notice in regards to privilege, because we're trying to get you to look into your own life and see what are the things that you've never noticed that you have access to. What are the things that you just take for granted and you didn't really realize, shit, some people in the world don't have this.
It'll help us all as a human race be more aware.
Use your privilege to your power. That's the whole point.
Absolutely.
That's why we're making these YouTube videos. Yeah. We're using our privilege right now. We live in a society that allows this.
We have access to a camera.
We have a family that's comfortable with this.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
If we were just simply born in another country, just recording this video right now
would not be allowed.
Exactly.
And we do understand why people choose to, sort of look the other way and shut their eyes to what's going on, because it is overwhelming and it can be a lot. But to be a human that contributes to society, you need to be able to look at the fact that we weren't all born equal. So if you want the world to be better than it is, then you have to make an effort to do so. You can't just go by living life completely neutral constantly and never looking into how you can help other people.
Yeah, it's so easy to be comfortable. You read things online all the time, which is success comes when you get out of your comfort zone. Get used to being out of your comfort zone. Things like that. This is one of those areas. Get out of your comfort zone. It's so easy, if you're not affected by these things, to not notice it.
Someone with a disability, if they came up to me and said, it really sucks because I don't have access to certain centers, certain areas because they don't have wheelchair access, I would never sit there and say, I think you're just being too sensitive. I think that it's fine. You're really just being whiny. Because I have no idea or concept of what that could be like.
Those are things that we don't have to consider. There's offices that still don't have wheelchair access in their bathrooms. So you're trying to go see a financial advisor, a psychologist, a massage therapist, and you don't have access to the bathroom.
Yep.
One of the things more recently that I've recognized is my privilege when it comes to homeless people. All of us know that homelessness is a problem. We simply step over them. We don't say hi, we don't acknowledge them. My entire life, I've had the privilege of not having to acknowledge it. I could continue not doing anything about it, and it's not going to stop me from having any of the success or anything that I want to work towards. I don't have to notice that homelessness exists. We're 2 to 3 steps away, 2 to 3 bad decisions away from ending up in that same position. They could be dealing with a tragedy that we have no idea of, and yet we judge and we think, it's their fault somehow that they're on the street. We don't relate to them whatsoever. My friend and I were saying, we can't just talk about these things and then understand that they exist as a problem but do nothing about it. My friend ended up challenging me by the end of the month for both of us each to take a homeless person out for lunch. My first reaction to that was, that's dangerous, we can't do that, that's too far. Things like that came to my head initially.
We have all these stereotypes that we've been told about them. We've been pulled away from our parents or family. When we walk by them, we have these fears. It's just fear of the unknown, and that's why getting to know them on a human-to-human level is going to erase that fear.
So that's what I'm going to try. That's going to be me stepping outside of my comfort zone, hearing someone else's story in a category that I don't have any experience with.
The way that I am immersing myself into the struggles that people deal with is I'm taking a sociology of gender course, and I'm also taking the anthropology of race and racism in modern world. So I'm opening up the doors. I'm opening up the doors to what I don't know. As much as I think, I'm so aware of everything. I'm a colored female. Of course I understand what oppression is like. There is so much that I'm completely blind to. So that's an initiative that I've taken in order to broaden my horizon and become a lot more aware of what's going on.
I'll get to learn through her.
Yeah, I tell all of my friends and you and John what goes on. I'm like, guess what I learned? Did you know that this is how racism started? Did you know that advertisements are all gendered?
I love it, but I also am just like, oh my god, I have to get to work.
If you think the world can improve, then it starts with you. It starts with one person. And it doesn't mean that you're going to get nothing done because you are one person. Just this video alone, however many people it reaches, all 5, it's still going to make an effect because they're going to talk to people and they're going to talk to people, and what happens is when people notice that something needs to change and we get together, we are so much more powerful than we think. A small example is Greta Thunberg. I don't think I said that right. Greta Thunberg. She's one girl, and if she thought to herself, I'm not going to make a difference, I need to shut up, the world sucks, but what can I do about it? We wouldn't be here nominating her for a Nobel Peace Prize. Another takeaway is look at your circle of friends. Look at how diverse your group is. Do you all look the same? Are you all white? Try to meet people that are different ages, different races, different genders, different socioeconomic status, different, what else?
Different cultural backgrounds, different languages, different work experience, different types of education. Whether you're able-bodied or you have a disability or your special needs, look around your circle of friends. Who in your friend circle could actually describe to you what it would be like?
And I'm not saying to go out there and find a token black friend to be part of your group. I'm saying if you have only people that look exactly like you in your circle, that right there may be keeping you from the fact that people experience different things in this life that you're not really privy to. Use your privilege. If you are white, if you are a man, understand that people will listen to you over they listen to someone like me. I have a perfect example. I am with a white man. He is always someone that is listened to over me. He's always someone who, when he is really passionate about a topic, he's considered assertive and powerful, and if I'm passionate about a topic, I'm considered whiny and angry. Using your privilege and understanding that like someone is going to listen to you over this person, try and take advantage of that. But also talk to your friend who you are, you know, standing up for, and see if that's okay with them. Some people want to tell their own stories. Some people want to be able to say their own piece without you interrupting. I think that it's really important to touch base with your friend and say, hey, do you feel comfortable when I step in when someone is being racist or sexist towards you, or do you want to handle that by yourself?
One of my friends is a white male who works in diversity and inclusion. Diversity and inclusion is a company's mission, strategies, and practice to support a diverse workplace. And something that he was struggling with was not fitting into the category of people of color, people with a disability, or anything outside of heterosexual. And what I had said to him was, your voice, because of your privilege, is so much more heard. And it's important for us to have representation for the optics of, it's not a person of color that's complaining. It's not a person with disability that's complaining. It's a person who doesn't fit into these categories and yet is standing up for it and creating awareness for it.
If you do want to discuss this topic, go at it with love. Go at it with understanding.
Yeah,
Understand
so
that not everyone comes from your background, therefore they're not going to see what you see on a daily basis. So just be gentle, be nice to each other, and that is how we're going to actually cause change. But yeah, I think that's all that we have to say on this topic. There is, of course, a lot of ground to cover, but we did the best we could on the spot.
We'd love to give you more feedback on the things that she's learning in her course, how my lunch goes. If you guys enjoyed this video at all, or you learned something, like, comment,
subscribe, follow us on YouTube. No, follow us on Instagram, Facebook,
share it with your friends,
Twitter, Tumblr, LinkedIn,
Tinder.
follow my library account.
Subscribe!